Our story hour today is called Night Eyes. And what do you think of when you think about something that might be out at night? What would be out at night looking around in the dark? What might be out? Animals. Any ideas? How about I give you a little clue? Does this look like anything you've seen before? You haven't seen an owl before. A lot of us haven't seen an owl before, but an owl would be one animal that would be out at night. So should we read about it? Okay, this is called owl babies. And who doesn't like baby animals? One time I was out on a walk and I found an owl baby that blew out of its nest. And it was laying on the ground underneath a great big cottonwood tree. And what do you think that baby would have been doing if it was laying on the ground? It was crying for its mama. Ah! Making a loud, loud noise. That's why we found it. Do you ever cry for your mama? Ah! It was a baby owl. So let's read about owl babies. And if you want to come up and sit close, you can. Owl babies. Owl babies. Owls. Once there were 3 baby owls, Sarah, Percy, and Bill. They lived in the hole in the trunk of the tree with their owl mother. The hole had twigs and leaves and owl feathers in it. It was their home. One night they woke up and their owl mother was gone. "Where's Mommy?" asked Sarah. "Oh my goodness," said Percy. "I want my mommy," said Bill. Look, aren't they cute? Baby owls thought, all owls think a lot. "I think she's gone hunting," said Sarah. "To get us food," said Percy. "I want my mommy," said Bill. But their owl mother didn't come. The baby owls came out of their house and they sat on the tree and waited. They're being very patient, aren't they? A big branch for Sarah, a small branch for Percy, and an old piece of ivy for Bill. "She'll be back," said Sarah. "Back soon," said Percy. "I want my mommy," said Bill. In the dark in the woods, they had to be brave, for things moved all around them. "She'll bring us mice and things that are nice," said Sarah. "I suppose so," said Percy. "I want my mommy," said Bill. Bill can only say one thing, can he? They sat and they thought. "I think we should all sit on my branch," said Sarah. And they did, all 3 together. There they are. "Suppose she got lost," said Sarah. "Or forgot, or a fox got her," said Percy. "I want my mommy." And the baby owls closed their owl eyes and wished their owl mother would come. They just closed their eyes and they wished as hard as they could. And she came. Oh, there she is. Did you know that owls are so quiet you can't hear them flying? Soft and silent, she swooped through the trees and Sarah and Percy and Bill. "Mommy!" they cried, and they flapped their wings and danced, and they bounced up and down on their branch. Do they look happy? I bet they are. "What's all the fuss?" said their mother owl. "You knew I'd come back." The baby owls thought. "I knew it," said Sarah. "And I knew it," said Percy. "I love my mommy," said Bill. Look, that's so cute. That's the end. Do you want to play a game with an owl? Everybody stand up. Here we go. We're going to do a game. All right. Do you know how binoculars are? When you're looking out binoculars, can you go like this? We're going to pretend we're an owl. Here we go. Everybody ready with your binoculars? All right, there's a wide-eyed owl with a pointed nose. Point to your nose. And 2 pointed ears. And claws for toes. There you go. When he sits in a tree, up there, and he looks at you and me, he flaps his wings and says, whoo, whoo, whoo. Can you say that? Whoo, whoo, whoo. Okay, good. That was practice. Let's do it again. Ready with your binoculars? Here we go. There's a wide-eyed owl with a pointed nose and 2 pointed ears and claws for toes. When he sits up in a tree and he looks at you, hi, come on in. He flaps his wings and says, hoo, 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 hoo. We're talking about owls today. And when I came in, I looked right up there, and what is that? Owl. It's an eastern screech owl, isn't it? And there's more owls out there, so when we go out, we'll look in the display and we'll see some more owls. Okay, so I think that you know this song. 5 little owls on a moonlit night. 5 little owls are quite a sight. 5 little owls, are you keeping score? 1 flew away, and then there were 4. 4 little owls, as happy as can be. Oh gosh, I gotta read this a little closer. 4 little owls, as happy as can be. 1 flew away, and then there were 3. There we go. 3 little owls calling, hoo, hoo, hoo. 1 flew away, and then there were 2. 2 little owls having lots of fun. 1 flew away, and then there was 1. 1 little owl, we're almost done. He flew away, and then there were none. 5 little owls. Should we do it one more time? 5 little owls on a moonlit night. 5 little owls are quite a sight. 5 little owls, who's keeping score? 1 flew away, and then there were 4. 4 little owls, as happy as can be. 1 flew away, and then there were 3. 3 little owls calling, hoo, hoo, hoo. 1 flew away, and then there were 2. 2 little owls having lots of fun. 1 flew away, and then there was 1. 1 little owl flew, 1 little owl, we're almost done. He flew away, and now there are none. None, 0. 0, that's right. Well, if you can remember all those words, you can sing that song again, because owls have night eyes. There's another creature that comes out at night, and I brought a little thing that might give you a clue. What's this? A bat. That's right. Bats are sleeping upside down, sleeping in the morning, waiting for the nighttime to fly around. Do you guys like bats? Do you want to see my little bat? Has little wings There you go. Bats are important creatures. Did you know that? Sometimes we're scared of them. I will admit it. But bats are really important because one thing I don't like about being outside in the summer, mosquitoes. Do you know what bats do? Bats eat mosquitoes. So that helps us not have so many mosquitoes because the bats just fly around and they just start eating all kinds of bugs, including mosquitoes. So that's bats. All right, let's read about animals of the night. We've talked about 2 animals so far. What are our 2 animals that come out at night? What's this one with the 2 eyes? Owls. And what's the one that flies? Bats. I think they might be in this book. Let's read about animals of the night. Oh, there's all kinds of animals of the night, not just bats and owls. The stars appear. That means it's night. Did you ever look up at night and see the stars? They're so beautiful. Look how pretty they are. Sleepy children go to bed. The moon shines down on the earth. Flickering fireflies. Have you seen fireflies before? Lightning bugs? Oh, they'll be coming this summer too. Flickering fireflies begin to dance. The crickets chirp and a chorus of bullfrogs join in. Ooh, look at these animals. Oh. It is time for the night animals to come out from the cool, dark places where they sleep during the day. They sleep in the day and wake up at night. Does that make you sleepy? Oh, here's the animal we were reading about. The owls soar through the sky in silent flight. His thick, soft feathers help him to glide through the air without a sound. He perches on the limb and watches other animals of the night. Did you know owls have very good eyesight? They can see, and their head turns really far, much farther around than ours, so they can look all around. Who else comes out at night? Do you know what that animal is? Raccoon. You're right. Out come the raccoons looking for berries to eat. And with their small hands, did you know they have little hands? Small hands, they search for food and wash it in the stream. They eat and then scamper across the woods to play. They're very playful. Now this is an animal we don't have in Iowa, but you may have seen it in a zoo, and it comes out at night. The armadillos. They march along the riverbanks, stopping to dig for roots to eat. They cross a small stream and hold their breath and walk across the bottom. To cross a wide stream, they swallow air and paddle across. So they're like swimming underwater to get across the stream, aren't they? Armadillos are in Texas. That's a place far away. What do you think this is? Have you ever heard of a coyote? Woo-hoo-hoo! They make a big noise at night too, like crying. The coyotes come out and chase their shadows, singing their songs across the moon. See how he puts his head up like that? That's how a coyote howls. Can you put your head up and go, ooh? They are loud. Sometimes if you hear them, you think, what is that racket? They make a lot of noise at night.
I have heard one.
Have you? What did it sound like? Right, you have heard one. Now this animal is very quiet. The smaller animals hide from coyotes. They watch them dance across the hill and listen to their howls. All these animals are very quiet. So some animals are loud and some are quiet. Under the ground, the shy skunks line their den with leaves. They come out of their hole at night and search for food. What do you think about skunks? What do you know about skunks? Anybody?
Me.
What do you know about skunks? They smell bad, don't they? You're right. But they're shy, and they are not, I didn't use this word yet, and animals that come out at night are called nocturnal. That means night animals. So they're nocturnal animals. Here's another funny one. How about this? The mother possum carries her babies in her pouch looking for a new home. Have you ever seen a possum? They have a funny long tail. Sometimes she hangs from the tree. Look at that. She hangs by her tail. That's a funny thing for an animal to do, isn't it? And she's trying to watch out for other animals at night too, like, what's this? A fox, you're right. And then there's a porcupine. Porcupines climb up to the top of the tree looking for tender bark to eat. What do you know about porcupines? Do you see something? Yeah, there's the moon. Porcupines have very sharp quills, don't they? And here is another animal coming out under the moon. Did you see the moon? I saw someone say the moon. Slowly the moon sets and the stars fade away, and the night animals are ready to go to sleep. The sun rises just like it did this morning. The children wake up just like you did for a whole new day. And that's animals of the night. So I brought this little animal. Does anybody want to take a look at it? What kind of animal is this? Oh, you can come up here and play with me if you want. I'm just a little, what am I?
Raccoon.
I'm a raccoon, and I have a very special tail. Yes, I do. I have stripes. And I wear a mask. Yes, hello. It's so nice to see you today.
Did you know I have one of those?
You have a raccoon, or you have a little toy one like this?
A little toy one.
Ah, yes. Raccoons are lots of fun. And they walk kind of funny because their back end goes up like this. And then they walk along. Have you ever seen one walk? They're so funny the way they walk along. Their back end goes up high and their front points down, and then they go down in the forest, or maybe you've even seen them in the city on the street. But they have a special little thing right here. What's that look like? Looks like a...
I have seen a raccoon.
You have?
It was dead at my papa's gone once.
Oh, yes. Sometimes they get hit on the road, or they die too, don't they? Animals die. This has a little mask on it, doesn't it? Just like that over his eyes.
Fishing, he was gone.
He was gone?
We thought some animal might eat him.
Oh, yes. That's part of nature too, isn't it? If animals die, sometimes other animals can eat them. So that's a little raccoon. I'll leave that up here by my bat. Oh, he's shy. He's going to cut right in there like that. Okay, let's read another one about the tree. Oh, hello. What am I?
An owl.
Yes, I'm a little owl. Yes, hello. I'm so glad you came today. I want to tell you about in my tree. That's where owls live, in my tree. In my tree, I perch on a sturdy branch. See the tree? I hoot at the starry sky. Let's all hoot. Hoo, 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 hoo. Hoo, 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 hoo. Hoo, 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 hoo. Oh, you're good at that. I wash my feathers in the raindrops. Look at that. How do owls get a bath? In the rain. And then I dry off in my cozy roost up in the tree. There it is.
A spider.
And a spider's up in the tree too. Good eye. Yes. I don't think the owl's scared of spiders. with my family, the mama owl, the baby owl, and the daddy owl. Oh, thank you. Now, can you sing with me? Hoo, 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 hoo. Hoo, 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 hoo. That's an owl. There you go. Thank you for seeing me today. Hoo, 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 hoo. Hi. All right. Let's read all about owls. And then we have a few minutes and we're going to go for a walk. All about owls. We won't read all the words, but let's look at some of the things about owls because they're very special animals. All about owls. Can you see owls? They have very sharp claws. Can you see these claws right here? They're like really sharp fingernails called claws. Remember that song we said, and claws for toes? Because they use their claws. What do you think they do with their claws?
Catch food.
They do. They swoop down and then they pick up. So they have to have sharp claws. See those sharp claws?
I have read about them.
Sharp claws are a very important part of an owl. And here's where the owl lives, up in the tree. We said that. It might have a hole. And these are all the different kinds of owls. Just like this one up here. There's big owls and there's little owls. And there's owls that make all different kinds of hoo sounds. When we go outside, can somebody push the button and you can make the owl sound out there? So these are all the kinds of owls, from little tiny owls to great big owls. The biggest owl right here is called the great horned owl.
The white one's in.
This one.
The white one comes out in winter.
Right. Isn't that a good camouflage for the snow? No. These are not all in Iowa. These are owls that would be all over.
How many do we have?
Oh, I'm not for sure how many we have in Iowa, but I would say we would have at least 10 or 12 different kinds of owls here in Iowa.
I can count really far.
You can count really far? Oh, well, look at this owl. He spreads out his wings, doesn't he? And he says, look at me, my wings go really wide. And he kind of fluffs his feathers that way. And this is what I was talking about with the way the owl turns his head. And he has a special covering on his eyes, too, so that he can see. Like all birds, owls have a top and a bottom and a third eyelid. The third eyelid is transparent. It is only for cleaning and moistening the eyeball. So they have a special another eyelid. Here's how the owl comes out at night. And they fly, and here's what they say. Hoo hoo, hoo hoo. And some of them say, hoo hoo, hoo hoo, hoo hoo, hoo hoo. Have you heard that one? That's a common one.
I've never heard any.
That's the barred owl. Hoo hoo, hoo hoo, hoo hoo, hoo hoo. They are talking to each other. If you listen and you hear one, usually you'll hear one say to the other one back and forth. So then it's fun to think, wonder what they're talking about. And here's the baby owls that would live inside a little hole in the tree. And their mama could go out and get them some little mice to eat, or maybe some other little worms or things. And they fly around like beautiful animals, but they're silent. You can absolutely not hear them. This picture's about other birds don't like owls eating their babies. And owls might go after baby birds. So these crows come by. What's a crow say? Caw, 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 caw. They're loud, aren't they? Caw, 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 caw. They're saying, get away from my nest. They're protecting their babies, aren't they? So that's why all these birds are coming around, because owls can be dangerous to other baby birds. And this owl's sleeping in its hole. All during the day, owls are asleep.
Would they eat butterflies?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think owls eat butterflies, Butterflies are one of those insects that really don't taste very good. And so animals don't usually eat butterflies. But that's a good question. Let's see what this says. In North America, it is against the law for any person to harm or harass owls. Owls are beneficial because they eat rodents like little mice. And of course, wherever they live, owls add a sense of mystery and silence to the night. And there they are, right against the moon, right up there. Sometimes you think of owls for Halloween too, sort of, don't you? And they have night eyes.
Don't they put them in around gardens?
Yes, there's decoys that they put in gardens or other places because owls will scare away other creatures that might harm your garden. Yeah, that's right. All right, well, we have one more book that says, Good Night, Owl. Okay, we're just about ready to go outside. One more story called Good Night, Owl. Good Night, Owl. You've heard of that book, Good Night, Moon, haven't you? This one says, Good Night, Owl. Do ya? That's such a good one, too. They should put an owl in that book, too, shouldn't they? Owl tried to sleep. Oh, he closed his eyes, didn't he? The bees make a sound like a bee. The bees buzz. Bzz, 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 bzz. And Owl tried to sleep. Look at him. What's that noise? Bees are buzzing. The squirrel cracked his nuts. Crunch, 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 crunch. And Owl tried to sleep. It's hard to sleep with crunching nuts. Then the crows came and what'd they say? Caw, 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 caw. And Owl tried to sleep. Oh no, a woodpecker. What's a woodpecker do? The woodpecker pecked, rat-a-tat-tat. Right here's the woodpecker. I just heard a woodpecker yesterday just making a whole lot of racket. They make a lot of noise, and it would be hard to sleep. The starlings chattered. Looks like they're having an argument. And they're just and Owl tried to sleep. And then the blue jays screeched. Ah, ah, ah! You saw a blue jay? Ah, it's so fun to see blue jays. There they are. And they were making noise. Ah, ah, ah! That's right. And Owl tried to sleep. It's getting pretty noisy in that tree, isn't it? He has one eye open, doesn't he? The cuckoo called, cuckoo, cuckoo. And Owl tried to sleep. The cuckoo is, which one's the cuckoo? I think this one's the cuckoo. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Can you say that? Cuckoo, cuckoo. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Have you ever seen a cuckoo clock? That's kind of what a cuckoo clock sounds like. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Yeah. And the robin peeped. Chip, 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 chip. Robins make noise too. Look at this tree. Would that be a good place to sleep? Sounds kind of noisy. We're not done yet. Sparrows came and chirped and cheeped. Cheep, 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 cheep. And then the doves came. Hoo, 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 hoo. The doves cooed and crowed and crowed, and the owl tried to sleep. So the bees buzzed, and the squirrels cracked nuts, and the crows cawed, and the woodpecker pecked, and the starlings chittered, and the jays screamed, and the cuckoo cuckooed, and the robin peeped, and the sparrows cheeped, and the doves cooed, and the owl couldn't sleep. Then darkness fell, and the moon came out, and there wasn't a sound. Shh. nighttime, it's very quiet.
Now we can go to sleep.
And now he could go to sleep, but he's awake. Because what kind of animal is an owl? Nocturnal. That means he's awake at night. Okay, does anybody have any questions about night eyes? We didn't talk about all of them. I brought this too because this is another little animal that you might see at night. What's this?
Bunny rabbit.
A little bunny.
Rabbit. Like that one too.
Yes, our bunny rabbit's so cute. I brought this because bunny rabbits come out at night. And you know what they do at night? They eat. Does anybody have a garden? If you have a garden, sometimes rabbits come out at night and they just eat everything in your garden.